You're listening to The Priest's Assassin, Book 2, in the Traben family saga. Written by V.C. Willis. Narrated by Ken B. Erotic. Published by Four Horsemen Publishing Incorporated. Copyright V.C. Willis in 2021. All rights reserved. Chapter 1. Red Wine in the War Room. The ring of eyes around the ward table all stared silently, waiting for me to say something about what incited them to throw angry words at one another. This isn't my place to be sitting here, but even a matter as trivial as who would be escorting Princess Sonja Regius and Royal Knight Valiente Anima Mia back to Captiva City seemed to bring out the worst in those who sat across this wooden plain. Winter had started to show signs of fading, the muddy ground peeking through snowy fields and icicles melting away to puddles on the streets. Scanning the room, I refused to give up my stoic silence. My thoughts still circled back to all that had unfolded, starting with Falco. What I wouldn't give to have my mask on right now to hide my expression. In the end, all I care about is making sure I go where John goes. He seems set on heading back to Captiva City. After our encounter with the Fanged Lady, only the library in the cathedral's catacombs might still hold some answers for what vile magic created the wretched thing. To think it was Falco's mother's soul inside the blade all this time. But I want to know why. For what purpose did the Vendecki family have with a weapon like that? How did they do it? Does this mean magic really exists in the world? And at what cost? Crowned Blood Prince Trebon. My royal title shook me from my thoughts, bringing me back to the muttering before me. We'd appreciate your opinion on this matter. Royal Guard and King's Regent Ruth Burns never asked for a thing. This was a demand, her way of calling me to do my royal duty even after abandoning it long ago. We're waiting for at least some opinion from your majesty, whether it be agreeing or disagreeing. Say something, cousin. Leaning back in my chair, I drummed my fingers on the table, taking stock of them all, including the shouted words I had paid no heed to moments before. Like my father had done, I scanned them, bouncing from face to face, earning arched brows and anticipation of my lips parting. Ruth scoffed at my rebellion. She had seen this move and knew all too well I aimed to take my time. What does she expect me to say? I may be the Blood Prince, but is it really so easy for me to claim this chair as if I didn't renounce my title over a decade ago? And being a blood eater this late puts me at a disadvantage. Having a blood eater's senses has changed my understanding of how my father was so clever in the past, the way their scents floated in the air, the shifts in their heartbeats and breaths, and even the movements of their bodies. It told me volumes of their emotional and physical states. My silence had been more than a refusal to take on my own role as the crowned blood prince of the house, but a realization I was in over my head as a blood eater. I can't tell if I'm nauseated or excited. The added strength had been manageable. I knew my body and how to limit myself or when to push myself physically. The old farmer taught that much to me. As for my senses, no. My cravings have been unnerving me more every day. I feel thirsty, yet no cup of wine nor water can satisfy me. And when it sets my throat on fire, my only thought is, John locked gazes with me and tilted his head as if sensing the foul thoughts. I shouldn't think of his smell and flavor every time I think about food. Will there be a day I won't be able to resist this? I went back to searching the others' faces for answers to my own internal struggles, when at last I met the heated gaze of Royal Knight Valiente. Are you just going to oogle us to death? Drawled Valiente, running a hand through his loose locks of dark, wavy hair. Lives are at stake, and it seems you don't care. It seems you have the matter all worked out. I shrugged in annoyance, snorting John's scent from my nose. Let me recap all that I've heard. May I? They all glanced to one another, murmuring, and nodded for me to continue as they settled into their seats. Calming heartbeats in my ears signaled they were ready to listen. Leaning forward, I inhaled deeply, taking in everything their bodies betrayed, and did what I'd seen my father do 1,000,000 times at this very table. To think I would finally get to be the one to unravel the war room on my own accord. This is what it meant.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?